place Cardiff against third place Nottingham in the Wales National Ice Rink. Your commentary team for the game, Bob Correll, and first of all, Tony Millard.
A big game for both clubs for a variety of reasons. Cardiff, well, they've run up 15 league games in a row without being beaten. Nottingham, well, they lost at home last night. For Cardiff, 23-year-old Jason Wood, edged in yellow, as all the starting players are, starts in goal. He had a shutout here 4 weeks ago. Doug McEwen, the number 7, has played in every Premier League game ever played by Cardiff. The veteran Doug Smale played 890 games in America's National Hockey League with 4 clubs. Randy Smith's the leading scorer with 46. Ivan Matulik there is a Slovak international, a former Slovak international. French-Canadian Robert Millet from Clermont-Ferrand makes his home debut this evening. The Cooper brothers have 46 goals between them this season in the league, nearly 2,000 league points in their joint careers.
And I'm sure once again that you wish to congratulate.
For Nottingham Panthers, 26-year-old Scotsman Scott O'Connor starts in goal for Panthers. Garth Premack plays his 98th league game for the club. Randall Webber makes it 355 tonight. Simon Hunt is back from a wrist injury. Darren Durdle there, the top offensive defenceman, returns from a knee injury, wearing a brace he's imported from Canada. Player coach Mike Blaisdell's not fully fit. He has a groin problem, but he'll still play a big part here. Ian Morgan at 28 is a newcomer, the elder brother of Neil, who's out injured this evening. Cassie Nkuri is a 20-year-old Finnish defenceman. Tonight's referee is Dave Cloutman. He comes from Portsmouth. And Dave's about to start the match, and away we go, with Cardiff winning the puck straight away and setting themselves on an attack there. Getting underway and firing the puck in, but the danger cleared by Nottingham. The icing call will take the puck right up to the far end of the rink. Bob Correll alongside me. Bob, the vital goal, the first one, will give confidence to either side, won't it?
This is going to be a very, very important game as far as the Nottingham Panthers are concerned early on. They've got to try and keep control of it. They're on the road, if you like, away from home. The first period being very crucial there. If this game gets out of hand for them, they're going to struggle.
Well, Moria gets it back. The shot goes in from Cooper, and that's only just wide. Moria with the shot, takes a deflection, bounces down behind the net as Cardiff keep the puck in. Jason Stone is number 10, and Graham Waghorn, or Garth Premack rather, clears it for Nottingham. Simon Hunt fires the puck in, and Nottingham are going to chase this. 22 is Paul Adey going in, the puck runs loose, and the clearance just in time. Adey holding it up, but they've got to build again with big Garth Premack. Puck flicked in, it's Jason Wood between the pipes for Cardiff this evening. 66 is Ian Cooper. Cardiff changing on the fly to build up the pace here. Simon Hunt. Big shot goes in from Mike Blaisdell. AJ Kellum on the puck. Hunt is with him. Mike Ware is 26 for Cardiff. Cover from the Great Britain defenceman Graham Waghorn. But here comes Randy Smith, number 20, and the shot just hits the left pad of Scott O'Connor. Nottingham holding them well on the blue line at the moment. Clumsy pass there, but Chuck Taylor it is, number 12. Darren Durdle back in the Nottingham side after missing a few games. He's important, Bob.
He's what you call a true and true out offensive defenseman. They key to him to bring the puck out of the zone, and he logs a lot of ice time out there. If he's allowed to play, he can be very damaging.
Waghorn fires the puck in deep. Wood watches it carefully. The danger cleared as Nottingham clear on the fly, change on the fly. Premack, the big number 5 captain for Nottingham Panthers. Untidy pass out. Stephen Cooper, the captain for Cardiff, is 55. Veteran Doug Smale is 11. As the puck is forced into the Nottingham defensive zone. Long-range slap shot going in there from Stephen Cooper. Down behind his net, Premack holding it up well. Ian Morgan is 25 for Nottingham. The first penalty called, and a little bit of unpleasantness, and very quickly on his way to the box. is Ian Morgan.
Ian Cooper trying to get that puck deep in the zone with that long shot there. Both teams being very fundamental on their defensive zones. Getting that puck deep will help that.
Well, so both teams with 4 outskaters now, with Ian Morgan in the box for the visitors Nottingham and Neil Francis in the box for Cardiff. 35 is Shannon Hope chasing it back. Good skating by Steve Moria, flipping the puck in and almost on the crease there. The puck gets into the net. It's ruled out by referee Dave Cloutman because it was kicked in by the skate, and he won't be too popular there. Dave Cloutman has disallowed that one.
The great play here by Steve Moria because Ian Cooper drives for the net. That's what he's got to do there. Unfortunately, that puck goes in off the skate, but it's the great heads-up play of Steve Moria. Look at the view that he's got here. He's looking for Ian Cooper the whole time. Perfect timing on the pass.
Matt Trickett is 11 coming away for Nottingham Panthers. Simon Hunt in front of him. Francis and Morgan are back on the ice. Both teams are back to strength. Greg Ware fires the puck in. Millett chases it round. Rob Millett. Once again, the goal appears to come adrift behind Scott O'Connor. Referee hasn't yet spotted that, but it goes in from Greg Ware on the blue line here, and Scott O'Connor's protesting about the goal coming adrift, and he's having his say there.
Good offensive forechecking by the Cardiff Devils. Greg Ware, the man firing the trigger there. Scott O'Connor, no opportunity whatsoever because look at all the action in front of him. Neil Francis obstructing the view of O'Connor, and he has no chance to make that save.
Greg Ware's effort separating the teams here. Just over 8 minutes gone. Face-off deep in the Nottingham defensive zone. Defensive team win it, and here's a chance for Cardiff to get another one, and he does! A brilliant effort at close range there, and Steve Moria nets his 36th goal of the season to make it Cardiff 2, Nottingham 0.
You have to pick your man up on the face-off. You cannot let him go loose. The puck strikes loose here. Cardiff pick up, gain possession. Steve Moria in all alone, and when he's in alone on a goalkeeper, he's going to make no mistake. A little deke there and right over the top of Scott O'Connor.
Devils' second goal scored by number 19, Steve.
Paul Heavey getting busy on the bench there with his team and looking a cheerful man at the moment.
Well, 2 points very important for them, especially at home in front of their own crowd. But they're still in this title hunt, and everything's all to play for at the moment.
Jason Stone fires it in. Mike Ware is 26, round behind the net. And Cardiff are rampant at the moment here, and Nottingham have a lot to do as Jason Stone fires that one in and Graham Wackhorn loses his stick. Stephen Cooper collects the puck. Mike Ware is to his right. He's going to leave it here. Good skating from Matulik. Nice piece of stick handling, but Kellum works hard. Randy Smith feeds Mike Ware. Could this be number 3? Yes, it finishes up in the net, and the referee allows that. Mike Ware round behind the net, and Matulik possibly going to touch on it inside the crease to make it 3-0 to Cardiff.
Pure brute strength here. Mike Ware fighting off all illusion, and the power he puts in it to give it the old wraparound behind the back of the net. This guy, he's big, but he possesses tremendous skill as well. Look at the puck handling skills that he makes here. That's not easy to bring that puck on the wraparound.
Blaisdell turning on the power for Nottingham. But again, the final pass untidy. And Mr. Cloutman, the referee, has decided something's got to be done about this. A clash between Blaisdell and Mike Ware, and you can say it's a clash of the Titans.
Mike Blaisdell, he's got tremendous offensive capabilities. Mike Ware in hot pursuit.
So with Mike Ware sitting in the box for roughing, we have a chance of a power play now for Nottingham Panthers. The Nottingham Panthers power play. Garth Premack is number 5 as they storm into the attacking zone. Durdle taken out of that. Good clearance by Moria. Shannon Hope has his stick held and can't do much with that one as Ian Cooper collects and fires the puck deep round behind the Nottingham net. Power play seconds counting down. 36 seconds remaining as the shot is again deflected off target for Nottingham. Scott O'Connor trying to help get his team going, and Cardiff are playing this very well.
Nottingham desperately trying to gain possession in their offensive zone, but Cardiff coming up with the answer. They're getting possession of the puck early and just knocking it right back down the ice.
The neutral zone is being commanded by Cardiff at the moment. And further than that, there's Doug Smile. Randy Smith with a shot, knocked down just as the men come back onto the ice. So Mike Ware's back there. Cardiff are back to strength. They survived the power play. And Nottingham know it's going to be a tough one this evening. Fast-skating Kellum gets a shot away. That's knocked down, and Matulik affects the clearance away from the rebound from Jason Wood. Doug McEwen taken out by Garth Premack, and a penalty called here, I think, on Graham Waghorn for bringing down Matulik. Matulik's having his say, though, too. It's Matulik that goes to the box, and another power play the way of Nottingham Panthers.
Ivan Matulik trying to keep himself in the play there, being held up perhaps a bit by Chuck Taylor, and he's not very happy with that call. These guys gain momentum. They try and get themselves back into the play, and they don't like it when other guys obstruct their perseverance, if you like. But that's what the game's all about. It's full of body and competition. You got to hold your man off.
77 holding the puck up for Cardiff. Rob Millet, the new Frenchman, their recent signing, his home debut. It's another penalty call here. The referee Cloutman is getting busy. And Garth Premack does not believe that, because that means that Nottingham Panthers are going to suffer here as Garth Premack goes to the box. A holding penalty on Garth Premack, and Nottingham could do without those things.
Yeah, in the offensive zone as well. This is the reason why Garth Premack is not happy with the call. Nobody likes to take a penalty in the offensive zone.
Face-off deep in the Nottingham defensive zone with just seconds before the power play goes Cardiff's way. Ivan Matulik is back on the ice, and now it's Nottingham that are short-handed. 2 minutes of the period remaining. Cardiff are being patient here and leading by 3 goals to 0. Cooper on the edge of the crease. Randy Smith held up against the net from the back by Scott O'Connor.
This is a sign of a good power play, though. They get the puck in the offensive zone and they set it up and take their time, and they move the puck around. They're waiting for that right chance, the Randy Smith chance there to put that puck into the net.
Cardiff Devils 3, Nottingham Panthers 0. The power play the way of Cardiff with 45 seconds remaining. Another chance here, and yes, that's goal number 4. Knocked into the net, and the second goal of the night for Mike Ware. His 14th of the season. He's enjoyed himself.
The line that I call the British Legion of Doom, and it's just their strength that gets them this goal. They just keep pushing forward and forward, and it eventually goes into the net. A face-off, very important here, but the rebound coming out to Mike Ware, and he's going to make no mistake.
Number 26, Mike Ware.
Darren Durdle. Twait is 26, but it's untidy for Nottingham. Jason Stone sends Doug Smale away, and the seconds counting down on the period, though. Taylor clears the danger there. The whistle goes to bring to the end a first period that has been triumph for Cardiff. 2 goals for Mike Ware, the second a power play goal. Greg Ware opened the scoring. Steve Moria scored the second. It's gone all Cardiff's way. They lead by 4 goals to 0.
British League Ice Hockey only on Sky. In the Premier Division, the Cardiff Devils are second, the Panthers are third, but after 1 period, Cardiff 4, Nottingham 0. Commentators Bob Correll and Tony Millard.
We start the second period with Cardiff in total control, or seemingly so, and looking to extend their unbeaten run to 16 games. Nottingham Panthers, well, they've dropped 8 points in their last 10, and it looks as if they're going to drop another 2 here this evening, unless they can pull something back in this second period. We're away with Cardiff already in possession. Jason Stone firing the puck into the corner. Ian Cooper is round behind the net and almost creating a chance for Steve Moria. Nottingham, though, getting away. Paul Adey with that shot off target. Jason Stone clears it down to the defensive zone to send Ian Cooper away. But Doug McEwen regains possession. That's number 7 for Cardiff. Cardiff keeping the puck in, but it's Nottingham who come away here, and that's Paul Adey, and they've got an awful lot of work to do, this Nottingham team. Smile, good pass. Neil Francis benefiting probably from the experience alongside him.
I was actually speaking to Neil Francis before the start of the game.
There it is, though. That's into the net, and there is Rob Millet's first goal in British ice hockey. The Frenchman gets the ball in from everyone. He flicked the puck in as he fell. Rob Millet will be delighted with that one to make it 5-0.
Hard work, lots of forechecking, and that puck goes into the back of the net. Neil Francis, Doug Smale, and Rob Millet, they're just all over that ice.
The Nottingham Panthers, of course, only dressing 15 players this evening, so it's going to get harder and harder as the game goes on. But here, 44 is Basuin Curry. Ian Morgan gets the shot away. Lacks power and direction. Having time to clear the danger, and Nottingham really not getting into this, as here comes Doug McEwen. Good cover from Durdle on the edge of the defensive zone. McEwen, the passing going from man to man here. Halfway through the second period, halfway through the match, and Cardiff leading 5 goals to 1. Doug McEwen, and in the end the puck finds its way into the net. The final touch going in there, surely from Ian Cooper to provide his 31st goal of the season. But the work was done by Doug McEwen to make it Cardiff 6, Nottingham 0.
Doug McEwen regaining possession in the offensive zone. But Ian Cooper, is he a great player in traffic? There's the turnover. Waits. Nice little pass there. But Ian Cooper, he's the guy that is so dominant around that front of that net. He's just so good in traffic, and he hangs in there to get those big goals for you.
Nottingham starting to get desperate, and Garth Premack and his colleagues having to work hard as Graham Waghorn tries to hold his man up in the corner. He couldn't pick a bigger one than Mike Ware. Ware's on the edge of the crease waiting for that puck to come out. Puck held up in the corner. And Paul Heavey, though, I mean, a confident man on the bench now, and he seems relaxed in this coaching job.
Well, he's done a great job with all these players. I mean, you know, it's not easy for somebody to come in, take players that perhaps are brought together. There's a lot of new players on the Cardiff side this year, but many of them were stars on their former team, and it's not easy to mold these guys into a true contender.
Puck once again deep in the Panthers defensive zone, and the confident Cardiff side, every time they go forward, seems to be going their way. There's Rob Millet round the boards. He's keeping going. He's not a big fellow, but he's tough and he's strong. the fall of the French here in South Wales. But here comes Blaisdell. He's through all the way. What a great goal from Mike Blaisdell. All the way. The coach had to do it and produced his 22nd league goal of the season. Mike Blaisdell, some player.
Leads by example. Look at him gain speed. He's cutting through the middle and driving for the hole there. But he keeps his eye on the puck and he keeps his concentration to score that goal. That's not easy. He follows through on the play and gets the result at the end of the day. Look at the concentration. There it is. He knew where he was going the whole time.
Nottingham having a short purple patch here. One of the players has lost his helmet on the ice there, down to our right, but Randy Smith it is that collects it. He's not concerned with obstacles getting in his way. Matulik just failing to get in the end of that pass, but retaining possession. Shot knocked down by Scott O'Connor, and in the end, Mike Ware hitting the post, just deprived of his hat-trick there. He came desperately close to getting his third of the evening. But Greg Ware regains possession of the puck for Nottingham Panthers. Round behind his net. Matulik. Here's Mike Ware. Strength. Matulik is robbed there eventually. The sheer strength of the Cardiff players this evening, winning the puck in tight circumstances, and Randy Smith collecting a 7th goal of the night. For Randy Smith, that was a fine goal and his 47th of the season to make it Cardiff 7, Nottingham Panthers 1.
Cardiff losing possession, but there it is. A great play by Ivan Matulik to regain possession and put the puck deep. Out to Randy Smith, the guy in the slot area, and he puts the puck in the back of the net. He makes no mistake, but that's the key guy. That's the guy that's got to get that puck.
Number 20, Randy Smith.
Doug Smale just beaten to that. Good defensive cover by Nottingham. They're starting to defend in depth. They're having to. Greg Ware is number 2 for Cardiff. Rob Millett is in front of him. Doug Smale, the veteran's there as well, and skating up the left is Neil Francis. Francis has to stop on the blue line, but Millett keeps going as Waghorn clatters into him behind the goal. And the Frenchman's there, and there's the chance for Francis. Yes, Neil Francis nets number 8. Only his 3rd league goal of the season for the young Welshman, only 20 years old, but he's netting number 8. And certainly the veteran Doug Smale has played his part.
Forecheck is the key to this play. They move the puck around well with Neil Francis pulling the trigger, but it's the turnover deep in the offensive zone with a nice little pass to the guy that's going to do the biggest damage of all.
With just 15 seconds remaining on the period. McEwen is number 7. The offside, marginal offside decision on the blue line there, with just seconds running down. Well, Nottingham know they have a mountain to climb in the final period, but Cardiff are happy with this scoreline. Face-off won by 19 for Cardiff, Steve Moria. But as Nottingham Panthers break, the period comes to an end, and they're going to go in knowing they still have an awful lot to do. Cardiff lead by 8 goals to 1. They started the period 4 up, but then we had a goal from Rob Millett, followed by goals coming from Ian Cooper, then Randy Smith and Neil Francis. One in reply for Blaisdell to give Cardiff a lead of 8 goals to 1.
Cardiff Devils leading the Nottingham Panthers 8-1 after 2 periods. There is a way back. It will be very, very hard work for Nottingham to do it. Let's see if they can. 3rd period action with commentators Bob Correll and Tony Millard.
And we face off with Cardiff leading by 8 goals to 1, and no fewer than 7 players have their name on the goal-scoring chart here this evening. And Mike Blaisdell is the one from Nottingham Panthers he's their player coach, and he's the first man to gain possession. But Garth Premack tries to send them away. This is Simon Hunt with the shot. First shot of the period going to Nottingham Panthers, and away to my right we have a change of goaltender, because Brian Cox is getting a rare appearance in goal for Nottingham Panthers. He's only played in 5 games so far this season. This game number 6. Cassie and Curie is 44. Matulik, Randy Smith is with him. Here's Matulik, can he get another one? And that goes in from Randy Smith. Randy Smith producing his second goal of the game. His 48th of the season and making Cardiff 9, Nottingham 1.
There's a cardinal rule. You got to give it to the guy moving forward. Ivan Matulik gets that step, drives for the net. Who's there for the rebound? Randy Smith. Here he is, though. He drives to the net so well. And Brian Cox just lets that little rebound go, and boy, she's another goal for the Cardiff Devils.
Nottingham coming away. Webber chasing it in. Good effort there because Neil Francis getting some ice time. The youngster, number 29 for Cardiff. He's got to learn the game, and that's what you can do at this level. Bring the young men on. And when he's playing with an experienced man like the man in possession there, Doug Smale, well, Francis has scored one goal this evening. Jason Stone, another Cardiff youngster. They breed hockey players down here in South Wales, but here's a chance for Simon Hunt. Yes, it is a consolation goal coming the way of Nottingham Panthers. Simon Hunt's 21st of the season, making it Cardiff 9, Nottingham 2.
Perhaps a little bit too pretty a play here by the Cardiff Devils. Simon Hunt in the right spot at the right time. Got that chance and made it count. Bad pass and clearance from the Cardiff Devils coming out of their zone. And loose stuff being picked up by Simon Hunt to give Nottingham their second goal.
Nottingham Panthers desperate to not let Cardiff score again, because their biggest defeat so far this season was 9-2 against Five Flyers, and they'd hate that to happen again. With a penalty call, Cardiff in possession, and the goaltender Jason Wood has gone off, an empty net away to our left as Steve Moria skates hard onto this one. Chance here, and it is! There comes goal number 10, slotted in by Ian Cooper with an empty net for our left. Ian Cooper grabbing his second goal of the game, and it's all going the way of Cardiff Devils. They lead 10-2.
Steve Moria with a head of steam up here, driving for the net, sees the trailer Ian Cooper all the way through there, and he's the guy that scores the goal. Great heads-up play and a nice little pass to give Cardiff their 10th goal.
Well, Brian Cox has been beaten once in this period, and certainly he's played his part after Scott O'Connor was, twice this period rather, Scott O'Connor was subjected to quite a barrage in the first two.
Perhaps that's a good indicator of the transition and making the change in goaltending by Mike Blaisdell. You can see that his team has got and gained the support of the goalkeeping department there to try and make this game respectable.
The hooter will go in just a moment, and the Cardiff fans will be celebrating their victory. There it is, there goes the hooter. A memorable victory for Cardiff to extend their unbeaten run to 16 league games. Goals from Greg Ware, Steve Moria, Neil Francis and Rob Billett, one apiece, 2 each for Randy Smith, Mike Ware and Ian Cooper. Consolation goals for Mike Blaisdell and Simon Hunt for Nottingham Panthers. It ended Cardiff 10, Nottingham 2.
Well, before we get a verdict on the game from Bob Correll, we can hear from Nottingham Panthers' Paul Lady. He's with Gia Malinovich.
Now, Paul, you have had incredibly bad luck with injuries. You were down to 15 players tonight, and that has really begun to show in your results.
Yeah, I think maybe we're a bit tired, but you got to give Cardiff credit. They played well tonight, and they came at us with 3 lines really hard, forechecked hard, and they worked hard for the win, and they deserved it.
Now, the league title is obviously eluded you. Do you think your team is going to be fighting fit for the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a good thing now that we can, just put that, behind us and, get our guys rested up for the playoffs. And I think that's going to be the key for us, getting guys back in the lineup who are healthy and who are in shape. I think right now we got a few guys who've come back from injury, but they're not in shape yet, and it shows out there. But, it's just part of the game, and hopefully, we'll get everyone back healthy and in shape and have a good run in the playoffs.
Paul Lady, who didn't have the best of innings for him, perhaps, but Bob Correll, what about the Nottingham Panthers now? Can they actually make a good, strong challenge when it comes to the playoffs?
Mike Blaisdell will be thinking, let's get everybody regrouped here, let's get everybody healthy, because the important thing now is the playoffs and getting to Wembley and winning at Wembley. So the transition, or their focus, has changed.
Cardiff clearly very much in contention still for the league title. Are they getting it right at the right time?
They're certainly coming on strong with the addition of Rob Millett. You know, he's helped their side. They seem to have a lot more depth now. They come at teams 3 lines strong. This is all going to help them going into the stretch. Guys aren't as pressed, if you like, into playing as much, and injuries don't perhaps become the ultimate factor.
Randy Smith scored the goal in the 3rd period. In conjunction with Ivan Matulik, it is a strong first line they have.
Well, Ivan Matulik is such a great skater, and he just drives for the net. Of course, the rebound comes out, and Randy Smith has an open net to put it in. But look at the brute speed and force. Now, he just gets that jump on a defenseman, and because he's so big and strong, you're just not going to stop him in that situation. Randy Smith, the rebound is his.
Randy Smith with a couple of goals in the game. Just wondering if we can pick out any weaknesses at all in the Cardiff side. They did concede a goal in that 3rd period, scored by Simon Hunt. I wonder if there's any signs of a little Achilles heel here.
I really don't think so. It's perhaps just a bit of a mental lapse. You know, you should never ever pass a puck across the ice in your own zone, this causing the Devils to be scored against, but that isn't going to happen very often, let me tell you. And a good play perhaps by Simon Hunt to be in the right spot at the right time to get that shot away.
So maybe it's just a little bit difficult to keep the concentration when you're winning so well.
It is. I mean, you know, you're up 10-2, you know, tensions ease, if you like, and it's just that little bit of a mental lapse, but that's not normally going to happen.
Okay, well, I'm sure Paul Heavey wouldn't have been happy about that little mental lapse. We can find out now what he thought on the game as a whole.
I mean, we gelled well tonight, but we didn't gel so well last night in Milton Keynes. You know, we started well and we struggled a bit in the 2nd period, and our on the road form has been a bit below par. You know, but there's still a long way to go. But tonight we played really well as a unit. You know, we had 3 lines and actually 4 lines sometimes, and nice quick short shifts. And you know, Nottingham had a few injury problems. You know, they were well below strength, and I think if they had a full squad, it would have probably been a tighter game. But you know, it's just back to the old grind, and it's Nottingham next week again, and it's one game at a time.
Now the season is coming down to the wire, and for all of the up-to-date news, results, and action, here is this week's Rink Roundup.
Slough's weekend continued badly with another hammering, this time by the Wasps, who took over 12 minutes to beat Jets netminder Charlie Colon for the first time. Kim Issel, the goal scorer, he went on to pick up a hat-trick. Rob Coote scored one of only 2 goals that Slough managed on the night, and it was a good one too, beating netminder Chris Sellin from wide on the right. But Durham took more and more control as the game went on. Player coach Rick Brabant's hat-trick goal, one of 5 unanswered in the final period, to complete an 11-2 victory, having outshot their opponents 62 shots on goal to 16. After winning in Nottingham on Saturday, Newcastle were at home to leaders Sheffield on Sunday. The largest crowd in the arena so far, over 5,000, saw the Steelers take the lead. Nicky Chin, the scorer of the only goal in the first period, to please a large travelling contingent in the crowd. Since their team rebuilding, the Warriors have character as well as skill. Just before the midway point, Nicholas Gullikson equalised, the Swedes' first goal for the Newcastle club, and the first of 2 in 29 seconds, the other scored by Richard LaPlante. Not that the home side's lead lasted long. Within a minute, Ron Shudra scored with his trademark slap shot to tie the score at 2-2, which is how the game went into the final period. The next goal was likely to prove crucial, and it went to Sheffield. 7 minutes into the third, Newcastle netminder Lloyd Clifford losing sight of a bouncing puck. Ken Priestley the scorer to put Sheffield 3-2 ahead. They quickly doubled that lead. Ron Shudra with another rocket, blasting the puck past Clifford from the right face-off circle for his second of the night. And from almost the same spot, there was a second for Ken Priestley too. That goal making it 5-2 and sealing the points with 4 minutes to go. Not to be outdone, Gullikson came up with his own double, just a consolation for Newcastle, who remain in the bottom 2, but make no mistake, it was a very good and very important win for Sheffield. Confirmation of Saturday's results, a win for Sheffield. 5 posted their biggest victory of the season, beating Slough 16-6. Hat-tricks for Palmer and Morris, a double hat-trick for St Jack's, and 5 for Slough's Danny Grattan. 128 minutes of penalties were handed out in Humberside's 4-4 draw with Durham. Cardiff won in Milton Keynes. Newcastle shocked Nottingham. Basingstoke 6, Milton Keynes 4 on Sunday. The first win in 6 for the Bison. The Kings have now gone 8 without victory. Home wins 2 for Cardiff, Durham and Fife, for whom Kevin St Jack scored another hat-trick to complete an 11-point weekend for him. Sheffield, the only away team to win. The Steelers are still 1 point ahead of Cardiff. Significantly perhaps, Sheffield have 6 of their remaining 7 games at home. Cardiff 5 away games out of 7. The pair though do still have to play each other both in Yorkshire and in Wales. Nottingham are only 3 points ahead of 4th place Durham, who have a game in hand. Humberside looks set for 5th place. In the lower half of the table, Basingstoke on 5 should finish in the top 8 to hang on to a playoff spot. But Milton Keynes in 8th are only 2 points ahead of Newcastle, who have a game in hand. The bottom 2 play in relegation playoffs with Division 1 clubs. And with the most games played and the fewest points, that looks to be the fate of Slough Jets. Sheffield's Tony Hand has become the first player to pass 100 points in the Premier Division this season. He's led the point scorers table throughout. The battle for 2nd place is now very tight, with just 4 points separating Nottingham's Paul Lady, Cardiff's Randy Smith and Fife's Chris Palmer. In the First Division on Saturday, there were comfortable wins for 3rd place Bracknell at Billingham, 2nd place Blackburn at home to Murrayfield, and leaders Manchester at Guildford. Same story on Sunday. Blackburn and Bracknell both winning at home. Manchester fell behind against Swindon before winning easily in front of over 11,000 in the 9X Arena. The Storm have now won 25 games in a row. They're 9 points clear of Blackburn and on course for the title. The top 5 all look set for the playoffs, with 6th place Guildford favourites to pit Paisley and Telford for the last spot by virtue of having the most games still to play. Great Britain's quest to reach the 1998 Winter Olympics in Nagano received another boost last week. In their final qualifying game for this season, they won 3-2 in Denmark. They remain unbeaten and on course for Japan.
Well, I think we're taking things slowly, and it's one step at a time, and we're getting just a little bit closer to it each time we have the opportunity to play. And I think that's the big prize, and we haven't lost sight of the prize.
Great Britain have 8 points out of a possible 10 so far. Switzerland have 1 point less but have played 1 game less. The only point they've dropped, a home draw with Britain, those two the main contenders for top slot. Britain's next game is in November at home to Slovenia, followed by a trip to the Netherlands and the final game at home to Switzerland in December. The top team from the group will go to Germany next year when 8 teams compete for the last 5 places available in the Olympic Games themselves.
Now, if we haven't even begun to whet your hockey appetite, why don't you get yourself down to one of these matches this weekend and check out a game in person. On Saturday, the Fife Flyers play host to the Durham Wasps. The Nottingham Panthers have home ice advantage when they meet the Cardiff Devils. The Basingstoke Bison have a tough one when they play the Sheffield Steelers on their own ice. And the Slough Jets are at home to the Newcastle Warriors.
On Sunday, Cardiff will be back at home to receive Basingstoke. Humberside play host to Nottingham. Durham travel to Milton Keynes. Newcastle against Fife will have a big bearing on the last couple of playoff spots. And top plays bottom in the House of Steel, Sheffield against Slough.
For the next ice hockey action here on Sky, we'll be bringing you a crucial game from the British Premier League. That's Sunday the 25th, 6:30 p.m, live and exclusive here on Sky Sports.
Well, top and bottom of the table, the struggle is equally intriguing. Gia, any predictions?
Well, all I know is it's going to be close and extremely exciting up until the last weekend, and you can only catch it here on Sky. So, until next time, goodbye.
Bye-bye.